So, hello everyone. So far we have completed the history starting from the ancient, then the medieval and then the modern history. Now, we will proceed with our next chapter which is geography. Okay, so let's start. First of all, what do you mean by the term geography? Whenever we use the term geography, what is the meaning of that term? Geography. Basically, geography is comprised of two words. First one was geo, stand for earth. Second one was graphy, stand for study. Okay. So basically, geography comprised of a earth study, or you can say the study of earth. Okay, so whenever I say it's a study of earth, I'm not just talking about the features which you see on the earth or above the earth, like this is the earth. Whenever I say it's a study of earth, whenever I say it's a study of earth, doesn't mean that we are only studying the features on earth surface. Doesn't mean that we are only studying about these features. Whenever I say that we are going to study about the earth, we also means that we are going to study about the interior of the earth as well. Interior of the earth as well, which is mantle, core, crust, asthenosphere. Okay, so we will learn about them one by one, starting with the earth's surface first. Okay. So here we have taken a overlook over the earth study, which we call the geography basically. Okay, now it covers continents, countries, mountains, rivers, climate patterns, and the resources, or most probably the natural resources. Okay, so here we will learn about them one by one, starting with some basic facts of the geography. Okay, so the first question is, who is considered as the father of geography? So the answer is Eratosthenes. He was a Greek scholar. So basically, the Eratosthenes is considered as the father of geography. Okay. Thereafter, the second person was let me write down again. Eratosthenes, father of geography. The second person was Epictetus. Let me write down again. Second person was Epictetus Miletus. He wrote a book called Geoperiodus. Basically means study of earth. Now come to the Indian earlier geographers. In India, we have early geographers like the Aryabhatta. Curated. He belonged to the Gupta Empire. If you remember that we had talked about him in the Gupta empire, that he was the founder of the zero. Okay. Also, Aryabhat was the one. He wrote a book called Aryabhatiam, in which he declared Earth as a spherical body. Okay. He also measured the Earth's circumference, which was nearly about 24,835. Okay, which is very similar to 24,901, which we found today in modern times. Okay, so in his book Aryabhatiam, he declared Earth as a spherical body, also measured the Earth's circumference about 24,835, which is very similar, or which is very near to the modern time circumference, which is around 24,901. Okay. Besides this, he also wrote a book called Surya Siddhanta. In which first time the term Bhugol was used. And you know, Bhugol is a Hindi version of geography, means the study of Earth, and Bhugol means study of Earth. But in Hindi, we termed as Bhugol. In English, we termed as geography. So it is all about the Aryabhat, who wrote a book Aryabhatiam, in which he declared Earth as a spherical body, also measured the Earth's spherical circumference. Later on, he published a book Surya Siddhanta, in which he used the term Bhugol. Second one was Varamihir. He was also from Gupta Empire, from the nine gems of Chandragupta second. I hope you are connecting these points. Okay, I had told you in the chapter. He was also from the Gupta Empire and was one amongst the 9 gems of the Chandragupta second. Okay, and he was renowned geographer and the scholar. He wrote so many books. The famous one was Brihat Samhita, in which he mentioned about lunar and solar eclipse. So what do you mean by eclipse? Basically, as we all know, that the sun remains at the center and the planets revolve around it. Okay. And during this revolution, many times the earth and moon comes in a straight line. Due to this, various shadow phenomena happen. And we term them as eclipse. Got it? So now let's have a look over 2 types of eclipse. The first type is solar eclipse. What do you mean by solar eclipse? Basically, solar eclipse happens when Earth comes in a pathway of sun and moon. Sorry, not in solar eclipse. Basically, this happens when the moon comes in a path of Earth and sun. Let's have a look over there. Suppose it's a sun, it's a Earth. Sun directly shares light with Earth or directly sends solar radiations on Earth. Okay, but during this solar eclipse, if it is sun and it is Earth, moon comes in between and the light gets obstructed, and the region which is covered by the moon facing no light or declared as a shadow region, or you can say region of eclipse. reason of eclipse. So I'm repeating it again, once again. First thing is that sun directly shares the solar radiations or the sunlight with the earth. Whenever the moon comes in a path of sun and earth, then moons obstruct the ongoing rays, and due to this, some part of earth only facing the darkness. That reason is called as shadow region or regional of eclipse. Got it? Now come to the next form, which is called as a lunar eclipse, which is termed as the lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse. During lunar eclipse, the earth comes in a path of sun and moon, and the reflection of the sun is visible on the moon's surface. Like if it is a sun, it is a moon, earth comes in between, and then the light is visible on the moon surface, okay, which presented as a red phase, and this is termed as lunar eclipse. Okay, so here we have finished about the eclipse. Now come to the next one, who was Bhaskaracharya. Next one, who was Bhaskaracharya. Okay, he mentioned a term of gravity for the first time. Gravity for the first time. He declared Earth as a spherical body which attracts everything. Attracts everything due to gravity. So he was the first one who mentioned about it. So this is all about the early geographers, starting from the Greeks, thereafter the Indians. Now let's begin with the difference between the continents and the countries. Thereafter, what about the mountains? Thereafter, the rivers and the climatic patterns and the resources. Let's have a little difference over them. First thing is that continents and countries. So whenever you look at the earth map, you see there are 7 large landmass. There are 7 large landmass, such as North America, South America, Africa, Australia, Antarctica, Asia, and Europe. Okay, so these are the 7 largest landforms or landmass on Earth's surface whenever you see the world map. Okay, so these considered as the continents, basically the areas which are covered by the sea from the 4 sides is called as continents. Okay, thereafter, if you see them carefully, that you will find there are various divisions on these landforms, such as Africa. And better examples we could take for short is North America. If you clearly see the North America, you will find there are several decisions such as USA, Mexico, okay, and Panama. So these divisions, which divisions commonly found in the countries are known, commonly found in the continents are known as countries basically. Okay, so here is the difference between the continents and the countries. The continents are 7 in number and the large land masses. Okay, and the division within the continents is basically called as the countries. Got it? What about the mountains? Mountains basically an elevated part of Earth's surface. Basically, if you see that this is a surface, then there is an elevated part. So this elevated part would call as mountain. And this elevation should be above 600 meters from the mean ground level. Got it? So it is called as mountain. And if it is only up to 600 meter or less than 600 meters. So it will be called as plateau. We will learn about it in this chapter. Got it? So thereafter the rivers. Rivers basically a regular path of water flow from inland to the sea coast. Basically called as a rivers. Most of the time they are the fresh water. They are the fresh water and they may be mountain, glacial originated, or non-glacial originated. We will learn about them in this chapter also. Okay, just for them, write down these words which I am telling you right now. Second one was the climatic conditions. Basically, to understand the climatic conditions, we should start with the weather. What do you mean by weather? Weather basically a short duration phenomena. Short duration phenomena on a large air mass. As I have asked you, like, what is the weather? And you say it's sunshine, but in the evening it was raining. So this is all about weather. It's a short duration. Like in the morning there might be a sunshine, in the evening there might be a raining. It is called as the weather, which is a short phenomena of which is the outside climatic conditions. Okay, now let's have a look of climatic patterns. Climatic patterns basically called as a long term duration. Basically termed as long term durations. Simply means if I ask you what about the atmospheric condition of a place for the time period of 30 years, then this condition is considered as a climatic pattern. Okay, so there is a basic difference between the weather and the climatic patterns. Weather is for the short duration, just for a day or just for a week, but climatic patterns is for the years and for the decades. Okay, resources is like the natural resources and artificial resources. We will learn about them in our chapter. So let's begin with the Indian geography. Before beginning the Indian geography, we must learn about the location and the extent of the India. Okay, so what do you mean by the latitude and the longitude? It is the first question. Okay, have you ever, like in the map you can see there are two types of line. First type of line are verticals, they are called longitudes, and second type of lines are basically horizontals. These are called latitudes, and these both lines together could be used to predict the exact location of area on globe. Okay, so basically to predict the exact location of any area on the globe, we use longitudes and latitudes. Okay, for example, suppose if we take an example of India from north to south extent, from north to south extent. Okay, so it is about 8 degree 4 minute north to 37 degree 6 minute north. Similarly, if I ask you about east to west, then in east it is about 68 degree. 7 minutes east to, sorry, in west it is all about, let me write down again. In west it is about 68 degree. 7 minutes east to, in east it is about 97 degree. 25 minutes east. 97 degree. 25 minutes east. Okay, so from here 37 degree, as you can see, if you are not able to see it clearly, let me write down here. It is about 37 degree 6 minutes, and thereafter it is about 8th degree 4 minutes for north, for south. So by seeing the latitudes, you could easily find about the north and south extent of a place, and here we have found the north and south extent of India. Okay, now let's take a help for latitudes to find about the east or west extent of India. For the west, it starts from 68 degrees 7 minutes, and for the east, start from 97 degree 25 minutes east. Okay, so by comparing these, or in between these longitudes, we have find about the east to west or west to east extension of a place. Here we have found about the India. Okay, so this is all about the latitudes and the longitudes uses. Got it? How these can be used to find about the exact location of any place on the globes. Now let's have a look here. India is a South Asian country located on the Indian subcontinent, because India is surrounded by sea by 3 sides. So that's why it could not be declared as a continent, but it could be declared as the subcontinents. Okay, bordered by Pakistan, Northwest, China, Nepal and Bhutan. Let me write down here one thing. There is a difference between Indian subcontinent and India. There is a difference. And what is the difference? Indian subcontinents drive of 5 countries, where India is alone country. Got it? So what are the 5 countries described in the Indian subcontinents? Number 1, India. Number 2, Pakistan. Number 3, Bhutan. Number 4, Nepal. And number 5, Bangladesh. Okay, so these are the 5 countries which consider under Indian subcontinent. So remember the difference between the Indian subcontinent and India. Got it? Myanmar is not a part of Indian subcontinent. Remember one thing also. If the question asks you Myanmar is a part of Indian subcontinent, then the answer is no. It is only bordered by, but not a part of Indian subcontinent. Also the Sri Lanka is not a part of Indian subcontinent. Okay. Now let's have a look of Indian coastlines. Basically Indian coastline starting from Gujarat, hereafter Bay of Bengal or the West Bengal. West Bengal, here is it. Gujarat. Okay. This entire coastline is of 7,500 kilometers. Okay. And it is a vast coastline. And because of this vast coastline, India has a good share of maritime trade. Maritime trade basically means by transporting the materials by ships. Okay, so India could use this 7,500 kilometers large coastlines to do a maritime trade. Got it? For this, we use various important ports, such as for the western side, ports are Kandla. Thereafter, second one was Jamnagar. Okay. Then Mumbai. Then Nyava Shiva. Then New Mangalore. Then Kochi. Okay. So these are the major ports on western coasts. Kandla and Jamnagar was in Kandla and Jamnagar are in Gujarat. Mumbai, Nyava Shiva are in Maharashtra. New Mangalore is in Karnataka and Kochi is in Kerala. Okay, so these are the major ports on western side. Okay, remember one thing, Jamnagar port contains the world's largest oil refinery, which is the Reliance Oil Refinery. Got it? Also write it down. Second, on eastern side. Eastern side, we had ports like Kolkata, thereafter Paradeep, thereafter Vishakhapatnam, thereafter Chennai, thereafter Tuticorin. So these are also the important ports on eastern side. Kolkata lies at Bengal, Paradeep lies at Odisha, Vishakhapatnam lies at Andhra Pradesh, Chennai lies at Tamil Nadu, and Tuticorin also lies at Tamil Nadu. Okay, so this is all about the important ports on western and the eastern sides. Got it? Now come to the next point, physical features. Basically, whenever we are going to study about the physical features of India, we should start with the physical division of India. Physical division of India is in 7 parts for the Great Walls of North, thereafter Northern Plains, then Central Highlands, then desert, then coastal plains, then islands, and then peninsular plateau. Okay, so basically we divided the entire India. Here you can see we divided this entire India in 7 parts: Great Walls of North, then Northern Plains, then Central Highlands, then desert, then coastal plains, then islands, and the peninsular plateau. Okay. So now start with the first is the Himalayan mountains comes under the part of Great Walls or Northern Walls. Okay, so basically the Himalayas are located in the northern part of India, forming a natural border with Tibet and China. Okay, so if you ever seen India's map like in here, so here you can see the Himalayas lies at here. This part also goes from this to that parts. This entire region considered the Himalayan region. Okay, and basically we have divided Himalaya in several parts like Trans Himalayas, Thereafter, Great Himalayas. Thereafter, Lesser Himalayas. Thereafter, Shivalik Himalayas. So basically, we have divided Himalayas in 4 parts on the basis of vertical. On vertical basis, Himalayas are divided into these parts: Trans Himalayas, Great Himalayas, Lesser Himalayas, Shivalik Himalayas. And from the point of view of horizontal, we have divided them in Kashmir Himalayas, then Central Himalayas, then Purvanchal, and other parts as well, which we will learn about after the vertical division. So first one was the Trans Himalayas. The Trans Himalayas are basically divided into 3 parts. First was Karakoram range. Second was Ladakh range. Third was Jaskar range. Okay, just write down these divisions. The Trans Himalayas divided into Karakoram range, Ladakh range, Jaskar range. Karakoram range contains world's highest glacier called Siachen Glacier. If the question asks that in which range the Siachen Glacier located, then the answer should be Karakoram range. Okay. Thereafter the Ladakh range, and thereafter the Jaskar range. Okay. Now, remember one thing. Trans Himalayas are very famous for Tethys sediments. Tethys sediments. Basically, it's believed that the northern part and this area was used to be a sea, which we called Tethys Sea. Okay. And it is believed that the Tethys Sea was filled up by the sediments of Ganga, Indus, and Brahmaputra. Okay, we will learn about these rivers also in this chapter. And it is believed that the sediments of Ganga, Indus, and Brahmaputra leads to the formation of Tethys Sea, and it became Northern Plain. Okay, but some of these sediments remain in the Trans Himalayas, due to which the Tethys sediments also found in Trans Himalayas. Okay, so here we have finished about the Trans Himalayas. Now let's begin with the Greater Himalayas. The Greater Himalayas having a normal elevation of more than 5,000 meters to 7,000 meters or above. Got it? And the world's highest peak, which was Mount Everest, which is of height 8,848 meters, also lies in Great Himalayas. Also lies in Great Himalayas. Got it? And beside the Mount Everest, the Great Himalayas also considered a huge number of highest peaks in the world, such as Kanchenjunga, Namcha Parva, Nanda Devi, Makalo, Sorry, not Kedarnath, basically. It was Kamit. Okay. So these are some of the important highest peaks comes under the Great Himalayas. Got it? Then after Great Himalayas, we have Lesser Himalayas. We have Lesser Himalayas, also called as Himachal. Okay, so these having an elevation of 5,000 meters to 25,000 meters. Okay, 3,500 meters to 2,500 meters. So these are the basic, or you can say the average height of Lesser Himalayas. Got it? And Lesser Himalayas is very famous for its hill stations. Hill stations like Kullu, Shimla, Manali, and others lies at Lesser Himalayas. Got it? Thereafter, the next one was Shivalik. Next one are Shivalik Range. They are also called as foothills of Himalayas because they have a normal elevation of 2,500 to 600 meters only. Okay, and these are considered as the lowest Himalayas. They also comprise various pilgrimages like the Kedarnath, Badrinath, Purnagiri, also comprise of famous hill stations like the Nainital, Bhimtal, Ranikhet, etc. Okay. Now, let's have a look over key features of the Himalayas. Himalayas are world's highest mountain range, as I have told you already. It's comprised of Mount Everest, the highest point of Earth, with the height of 8,848.86 meters exactly. Or round off, you can call it 8,008. The exact height of Mount Everest is about 8,848 meters point 46. And round off, you can call it 8,848 meters. Okay. So the world's highest mountain peak, Mount Everest, comprised in the Greater Himalayas or in the Himalayas particularly. Okay. And the Himalayas are divided on Trans Himalayas, Lesser Himalayas, and Outer Himalayas, Shivalik basically. Got it? It is a vertical division. Start from Trans, thereafter Greater, thereafter Lesser, thereafter Shivalik. Okay, so this is a vertical division. Also, you can call it north-south division. Now, let's have a look over horizontal division of Himalaya. Horizontal division of Himalayas, also called as longitudinal division of Himalayas. Okay. So let's begin. The first division is Kashmir, Punjab, Himalayas. Lies between Indus and Satluj River. Okay. Thereafter, the second division was Kumaon Himalayas. Lies between Satluj and Kali River. The third was Nepal Himalayan division, also called as Central Himalayas, Kali and Tista River, and the fourth one is Assam Himalayas, lies between Tista and Sihang River. So it is about the longitudinal division, or you can say about the horizontal division of Himalayas. Okay, first is Kashmir, Punjab Himalayas, lies between Indus and Satluj River. Second one is Kumaon Himalayas, lies between Satluj and Kali River. Third one is Nepal Himalayas, lies between Kali and Tista River. And the fourth one is Assam Himalayas, lies between Tista and Sihang rivers. Got it? So here we have covered the horizontal and the vertical division of Himalayas. Remember one thing. Here is one important point which we should note down. It's like Kareva formation. Basically, Kareva formation is used for Kesar or saffron cultivation, and India is very famous in Kesar and saffron cultivation, especially the Kashmir region of India. Okay, and this region lies at Kashmir, Punjab, Himalayas. Okay, so remember one thing. Kashmir region of Kashmir and Punjab Himalaya region is famous for Kareva formation, which is used for Kesar and saffron cultivation. Got it? Now, come to our next part. It is Northern Plains. The Northern Plains comprised in North India, basically. Like here, if I draw the map of India, like this, then this is basically a Himalayan region, and this entire region of north considered as a Northern Plain. Got it? So remember the one thing, Northern Plains comprised of sediments brought off by mainly three rivers: Indus, Ganga, and Brahmaputra. So these are the three rivers which brought us sediments which ultimately form the Northern Plains. Got it? And remember one thing, there is a division of soil in the Northern Plains because Northern Plains considered as a highly populated area, highly populated area, also highly fertile area. Okay, here you can see the agriculture activities going on in northern plains. Okay, so the northern plains considered as the highly populated area and the highly fertile area because it is lies on the bank of rivers like the Indus, like the Ganga, like the Brahmaputra. Okay, so these plains provide navigation, water, and fertility for agriculture. Due to this, they are highly populated, and their fertility is basically depend upon the soil type, and the soil type is basically described in the four forms called Bhabar form, thereafter Tarai form, thereafter Bhangar form, thereafter alluvial form, or you can say Khadar, basically. And these all together comprise in one single term called alluvial soil. Okay, so now understand them by one. Let me draw your diagram first. Suppose it is a mountain and the river coming down. The first place where it touches is known as Bhabar. After some time, the region is known as Tarai. After some time, the region known as Bhangar. After some time, the region known as Khadar. Now, let's understand it through the diagram. Whenever river comes down, it brings some large sediments, or you can say rock particles. Rock particles. These rock particles get deployed here. Okay. Due to this area become a rocky area and no agricultural activities could be done on here. Got it? Thereafter, after submitting the heavy rocks on this area basically, river brought on fertile sediments to the further area and deposited here in the Tarai region. So the Tarai region is the most fertile area of the northern plains. Got it? After deploying the fertile sediments here, the river moves forward to the Bhangar area, where again it dropped down some remaining heavy particles. Due to this, Bhangar area, also called as small rocky area and less fertile in comparison with Tarai and Khadar region. And how the Khadar region forms? After deploying these small rocking areas here, again the river moves forward and brought down the fertile area here, and this has become the fertile area. Got it? So remember the division starting from the Bhabar, thereafter the Tarai, thereafter the Bhangar, and thereafter the Khadar. Got it? So it is a flow of river sediments. Got it? So here we have finished about the northern plains. We will learn about the rivers Indus, Brahmaputra and the Ganga in our upcoming lectures. Till then, just remember the things which I have told you now. The region of the northern plains characterized by fertile alluvial soil, as I have told you. It's made up by the rivers like the Ganga, Brahmaputra and Yamuna basically. And here add one more river, Indus. The Yamuna is basically the tributary of the Ganga. We will learn about in our upcoming lecture. Indus and its tributary also contributed to the formation of the northern plains. The northern plains divided between two parts. Punjab Haryana plains, Punjab Haryana plains, and thereafter Brahmaputra plains. For our convenience, we can also add up Ganga plains, which is the area of Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Okay, the Punjab Haryana plains entirely built by Indus and its tributaries. About them we will learn in our upcoming lecture. Ganga plains comprisely made up by Ganga and Yamuna. Brahmaputra plains made up by Brahmaputra river and its tributaries. Okay, and major cities like Delhi, Kolkata and Lucknow are situated in the northern plains. So here we have finished about the Great Himalayas, physical division of India, latitudes and longitudes, and the northern plains, and some other important topics of geography. In our next lecture, we will proceed with the physical division of the India. Okay, and we will cover some more divisions. Till then, thank you.